everyone, I wanted to show you a sample of the new teacher's planners. These go along with the main curriculum. These are consumable, so they're not to be sold separately. You'll see in here where you really do need the online resources in order to properly use this planner. So here is just, again, a list of some of the things that are included in the online membership, so make sure you check that out. The printed planner here is to be a tool to help you have a resource just to enhance this online membership. I know a lot of us still love our paper products and holding things in our hands. One of my goals in making this printed planner was to make it as beautiful as possible. So it's full color, which these days printing full color is not cheap, but again, I wanted something that you're going to be excited to open up every morning and get started teaching your kids. So this is an example of the table of contents and what is included in this planner. So it's not just a bunch of boxes to kind of put your plans into. I do give you a lot of information in this planner as well, again, for those people who like the paper product. So I explain all the subjects in a Charlotte Mason education, explain how a Gentle Feast curriculum is laid out in terms of the different time blocks during your day. There's sample book talk questions in here for when you're having a book discussion with your kiddos. Again, lots of information on how to teach the different subjects, which is so important just to kind of understand Charlotte Mason's approach, her methods and philosophy before jumping in here with the actual lesson plans. I give you tips on how to schedule out your days and how to schedule out your weeks. I have a whole section in here on narration, as that is so important and is really such a foundational tool to use in a Charlotte Mason education. And I get so many questions about that. So there's a lot of help on narration here. And then I have some yearly planning pages to help you as you think about your year, just to set some goals and some vision for what you're going to be doing with your kiddos. And then once you set your yearly plans, you'll start with each term. There's 3 terms in a Charlotte Mason education. So there's pages in here to keep attendance, to plan out field trips, to keep a list of your materials. I do have some of the books that are included on the book lists. Most of those are on here, but if you go onto the online resources, I have them hyperlinked. So that's a quick and easy way to find the book you're looking for, but also find free and audio versions. And then you get into the actual lesson plans here. So a Gentle Feast, again, is broken up into these time blocks: morning time, your language arts block, your main feast block, and then your dessert, your kind of subjects that you would do in the afternoon time. So for morning time here, this is blank because on the online resources, you can pick 2 different options for each cycle. So depending on if you've already studied this time period or what artist or composer you might want to study, or if you print by the printed morning time packet, you would want to follow the lesson plans in that. So that way you can fill them in without having to cross things out as before. Then you have your language arts block if you're using the language arts books or the beginning readers from a Gentle Feast or whatever it is that you decide to do. You have kind of how Charlotte Mason approached the different language arts subjects here for you to check off. And then this is nicely laid out on a 2-page spread. So you can see all the forms together. So form 1 is grades 1 through 3, form 2, 4 through 6, form 3, 7 through 9th, form 4, 10 through 12th. And that way you can kind of see the different books in the different schedules that the different grades are following. And I know a lot of people like to combine multiple age children for certain subjects, but not for others. And this really makes it easy to plan it all out, having it all on one 2-page spread like this. So there are your feast subjects here with the books that are scheduled in a Gentle Feast. Now, some of these are online resources. So the star indicates that those lesson plans are going to be found in the online resources, and you can write down whatever it is that whatever foreign language you decide to do, you can write those plans in there as well. And then we end our day with tea time, which is our read aloud, our nature studies, Shakespeare, handicrafts, those kind of things. And I always like to write down our wins for the week. I think it's so important to celebrate and look for the good in your life. And then think through, okay, what's coming next week? What supplies do I need? What kind of, are there any things I want to read ahead of time of my children, and kind of plan out your week at the end of the beginning week and kind of go from there. So there's lots of planning pages in here. So there's 36 weeks of these lesson plans. So sorry, I don't want to give you a headache here, but going through, and we will get to eventually here, hopefully. Okay, there's also extension activities for each term, a recipe and a handicraft idea. There's a teacher assessment form for you to fill out at the end of the term. And then in the back of the packet, there are sample exam questions. So I'm gonna go super fast. Close your eyes and get to the end of the packet here so you can see those. So for every term, again, there's these extension activities, which are really great if you do an end of term celebration, which I talk about here in the exam part, and just kind of having a showcase to show, you know, your poetry, recitations, your Bible verses, your nature journals, anything that you've kind of been learning, but it's kind of fun to do some fun activities the exam week as well. So at the very end of all these lesson plans, whew, we made it. Okay, there are some ideas for the celebration night, like I was telling you about. There is, oh, well, let me go back. Before the exam week, at the end of the packet, there are also sample schedules. Part of the online resources, you do get customizable schedules that you can customize in Google Sheets. But for, again, those of you who like the printed versions, those are in the back here. And then we get to the exams, and I kind of go through how Charlotte Mason exams are different and some sample questions. You can write your own based on what you've all been covering and doing and how far you made it in the term. There's a student self-assessment form for older children to kind of think through their own learning there. And I do have notes on how to give high school credit there at the back of the page as well. So hopefully that gives you a little preview of the amazing material that's in this printed teacher planner and how it kind of comes alongside of the online resources and can really just help make your days smooth and easy and be able to use this approach in a way that really is open to go.